Choosing your first or next 3D printer isn't just about comparing specs on a sheet. It's about deciding what kind of relationship you want with your machine. Are you looking for a tool that gets the job done with minimal fuss? A reliable appliance that sits in the corner and just works? Or are you looking for a project, a platform you can grow with, tinker with, and make uniquely your own? This is the core difference between the world of Flashforge and the realm of the Creality Ender 3 Pro. One is a curated, polished experience. The other is an open invitation to a massive, hands-on community. Let's break down. Build volume. Here's the first big, tangible difference. The Ender 3 Pro gives you a build volume of 220 by 220 by 250 millimeters. That last number, the 250 millimeter height, is key. It opens the door to printing taller objects in a single piece, like cosplay helmets, architectural models, or large vases. The Flashforge printers, often compared in the same price-to-feature bracket like the popular Adventurer 3, offer a much more compact 150 by 150 by 150 millimeters. That's a significant reduction. While newer, pricier Flashforge models like the Adventurer 5M Pro are catching up on the X and Y axes at 220 by 220 millimeters, they still often top out at a lower height. So what does this mean in practice? If your dream is to print large-scale items without having to slice them into smaller pieces and glue them together later, the Ender 3 Pro has an undeniable advantage right out of the gate. For someone printing small functional parts, miniatures, or educational models, the Flashforge's volume is perfectly adequate. The choice here is simple. If you want to go big on a budget, the Ender 3 Pro's space is hard to beat. Enclosure and Safety. This is where the script flips completely. Most Flashforge printers, especially the Adventurer series, are fully enclosed. This isn't just for looks, it's a massive functional and safety feature. An enclosure traps heat, creating a stable temperature environment around the print. This is critical for printing with temperature-sensitive materials like ABS, which are notorious for warping and cracking in a drafty room. The enclosure also contains plastic fumes and significantly dampens the noise of the printer's motors and fans. For a classroom, an office, or a living room, this is a huge win. It makes the printer safer for curious fingers and pets, and much more pleasant to be around. The Ender 3 Pro, by contrast, is a classic open-frame design. It's completely exposed to the room it's in. While this is perfectly fine for printing with PLA, the most common beginner filament, it makes printing ABS a serious challenge without modification. You can absolutely buy or build an enclosure for an Ender 3 Pro. Many people do, but it's an extra step and an extra cost. Bottom line, if you value out-of-the-box safety, quiet operation, and the ability to reliably print a wider range of materials without tinkering, Flashforge has the clear upper hand. Assembly and ease of use. The unboxing experience for these two printers tells you everything you need to know about their intended users. The Flashforge Adventurer 3 arrives fully assembled. You take it out of the box, remove some packaging, and you can be printing within minutes. The software is designed to be intuitive, often with simple touchscreens and guided setup processes. It feels like setting up a new appliance. It's built for people who want to 3D print, not necessarily for people who want to build a 3D printer. The Ender 3 Pro is a DIY kit. While it's not a difficult build, most people can get it done in an hour or two with the included tools and instructions. It does require you to assemble the frame and connect the components. This process is a fantastic learning experience. It teaches you how the machine works, which is invaluable when you inevitably need to troubleshoot or upgrade something. But it's a hurdle. It requires patience and a willingness to get your hands dirty. If the idea of building your own machine sounds like a fun weekend project, the Ender 3 Pro is perfect. If it sounds like a nightmare standing between you and your first print, the Flashforge is calling your name. Print speed and motion. Traditionally, the Ender 3 Pro and its peers operated at a modest pace, usually around 30 to 60 millimeters per second for quality prints. You could push it faster, but you'd often trade speed for quality. However, the game has changed recently. Newer Flashforge models like the Adventurer 5M series are built for speed, boasting incredible print speeds of up to 600 millimeters per second thanks to Core XZ motion systems and advanced firmware. This is a massive leap forward, turning multi-hour prints into jobs that can be done in under an hour. Now, it's important to be realistic. That 600 millimeters per second is a maximum travel speed, not the speed you'll be printing everything at. But even at more conservative quality settings, these machines are significantly faster than a stock Ender 3 Pro. While newer Ender models are also getting faster, the high-speed Flashforge printers are designed from the ground up for this performance. The trade-off is often increased noise and the need for well-tuned profiles to maintain quality at such high velocities. If your goal is rapid prototyping or producing parts quickly, a modern Flashforge has a serious advantage. If you're a hobbyist where print time is less critical, the Ender 3 Pro's steady pace is more than sufficient. Materials compatibility. On paper, the Ender 3 Pro seems like the winner here, with the ability to handle PLA, ABS, PETG, TPU, and various exotic filaments. And it can, but there's a catch. To print flexible filaments like TPU reliably, you'll likely need to upgrade the extruder. To print high-temperature materials like ABS successfully, you'll need that enclosure we talked about. The Ender 3 Pro is a capable platform, but its wide compatibility often depends on your willingness to modify it. The Flashforge Adventurer series is more limited out of the box, often focusing on PLA and ABS. The enclosed design makes it a fantastic ABS printer from day one. However, the proprietary nature of some components, like the hot end, can sometimes make it trickier to adapt for more unusual materials. The bottom line is this: the Ender 3 Pro offers a higher ceiling for material variety if you're willing to upgrade it. The Flashforge offers more reliable, hassle-free printing with a smaller but still very useful set of materials right from the start. Bed leveling and platform. Getting the first layer of a print to stick perfectly is the most critical and often most frustrating part of 3D printing. This is where bed leveling comes in. The Ender 3 Pro uses a classic manual leveling system. You adjust knobs at the four corners of the bed while sliding a piece of paper under the nozzle until you feel just the right amount of drag. It's a skill, and once you master it, it's quick and reliable. But for a beginner, it can be a major source of initial frustration. Many Flashforge printers have moved to simplify this process. They often feature assisted leveling or fully automatic bed leveling (ABL) systems. The printer uses a sensor to probe the bed in multiple locations and then automatically compensates for any tilt or unevenness in the print surface. This removes a massive variable for the user and dramatically increases the chances of a successful print every time. It's one of the single biggest quality of life features that separates modern, user-friendly printers from older, more hands-on designs. For a beginner, ABL is a godsend. For a seasoned user, manual leveling is second nature. Upgradability and Mods. This is the Ender 3 Pro's undisputed kingdom. Because it's an open-source design with millions of units sold, there is a gigantic global community creating and sharing upgrades for it. Want a silent motherboard? There are multiple drop-in options. Want a direct drive extruder, an all-metal hot end, or auto bed leveling? There are dozens of kits, tutorials, and printable mods available. The Ender 3 Pro isn't just a printer, it's a platform. You can start with a sub-$200 machine, and over time, upgrade it into a printer that rivals machines costing 3 or 4 times as much. It grows with your skills and ambitions. Flashforge printers, with their enclosed proprietary designs, are the opposite. They are more like consumer electronics. You can't easily swap out the motherboard or fundamentally change the motion system. Upgrades are generally limited to what the manufacturer offers, like different nozzle assemblies. This isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's a trade-off for the polished, reliable, out-of-the-box experience. You buy a Flashforge for what it is, not for what it could become. You buy an Ender 3 Pro for both. The final verdict: which user are you? So after all that, the choice becomes much clearer. It's not about which printer is better, but which printer is better for you. The Ender 3 Pro is for the aspiring hobbyist, the tinkerer, the student who wants to learn the mechanics of 3D printing inside and out. It's for the person on a tight budget who wants the largest possible build volume and isn't afraid of a little assembly and calibration. It's for the creative individual who sees a stock machine not as a finished product, but as a blank canvas for endless modification and improvement. It's a journey in itself. The Flashforge printer, like an Adventurer 3 or 5M, is for the beginner who wants to start printing immediately with minimal frustration. It's for the parent, educator, or small business owner who values safety, quiet operation, and reliability above all else. It's for the user who sees the printer as a tool to create other things, not as the project itself. You pay a premium for convenience, polish, and peace of mind, getting an appliance that just works.